What's up, everybody? Welcome in. Tom,
Mike,
AM,
in the PM.
right here at HUDRadio.com. We're live from the BMW Atlantic City studios. Like every Wednesday night, we are brought to you by Gibson Mayer, LLC, your certified public accountant, 215-369-3300. You can reach them on the web, Gibson Mayer.
Yeah, did it again.
Well, listen, I don't know what to tell you, but listen, we are the last leg of the jam-packed schedule Wednesday nights, which starts with Philly Fan Radio, followed by the Rundown, the Sports Fix, and now AM in the PM. We're joined by Phil from Mount Airy, Rob Povey on the ones and twos. I'm Tom Renone, Michael Mataraki, my partner in crime, like every Wednesday. And a ton to talk about tonight, Mike. But, first off, I would like to start with that if you don't know, now you know, right? We all know what that is. So,
and you better know.
Yeah, well, we weren't known to a certain crumb out there, and I'm leaving names and websites out of it because I've said enough. But we are now known. We were known before. First off, if you're a good businessman, you know exactly who everybody is in your business. If you don't, you're a problem. You're going to fail. That's all. It was shut down over the last 24 hours by a group of hungry mother you-know-what. And it is now game over. Welcome to the big league, Shawnee, and that's all I'm going to give it. But listen.
You shouldn't even have mentioned his name.
No, I just had to one more time because it feels good saying somebody's a jackass. It just feels good coming off my chest. Mr. Puffer.
The Puffer.
The Puffer Fish.
Puff right? Daddy. My man, Puff Daddy.
The Puffer Fish. Listen, we're going to talk Stanley Cup Finals at the end of the show. Towards the end, my hockey. Yeah, it is what it is.
We'll touch on it.
We'll talk about whether or not LeBron James will the Cavaliers into a Game 3 victory.
He's probably going to have to.
We'll touch on that. We'll touch about how the bench scoring is 85-40 Warriors. We all knew that, right? We all knew that. And if Richard Jefferson and LeBron James lead you in scoring, you're going to lose by 30 every time. We'll touch on that as well. And I want to touch on, greatness and we'll touch on, I know Phil hates Jordan, but I just want to touch on Jordan compared to LeBron just for a minute in that segment. But the big topic at hand, which is brought to you by BMW of Atlantic City, is which direction should the Phillies go in the 2016 MLB draft? High school arm, high school bat, college arm, college bat. Vote Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. A2D Radio is how you can find us. And this is brought to you by BMW Atlantic City. This month, BMW Atlantic City challenges sales team. They must sell 100 vehicles, which means you save right now at least a certified, pre-owned, elite 2016 BMW 320 iX drive, just $299 a month for 36 months. The ultimate driving experience is closer than you think. BMW Atlantic City. Easy to get to. Minutes off exit 37 of the Parkway. Online, BMW of AtlanticCity.com. Mr. Mataraki, I'll start with you. The direction the Phillies need to go in the 2016 Major League Draft. And I think it's a pretty easy one, but your thoughts, sir?
Well, if we're talking about the premise of who I think they will draft versus who I would like them to draft, I think right now the minor league system is actually very pitching heavy at the upper levels, AAA, AA. There's a lot of arms. So even though a lot of the names that have been tossed around are big-time high school and college pitchers, I don't want the pitcher. I want a bat, and I want a bat that can be ready in 3 years. So obviously, if I'm looking for a bat that can be ready in 3 years, it's going to be a college bat. And the name that I want to give you is Kyle Lewis. He's an outfielder out of Mercer College. He's ranked number 3 on MLB's top 200. Bats right, throws right, which is, something that we haven't had here in a while, is a big right-handed hitting outfielder. He's 6'4", 195. This year at Mercer, he hit .395 with 20 homers, 72 RBIs. And in terms of the rating scale that the major leaguers use for the draft, and this is the 20 to 80 scale, he's 55 hits, 60 power, 50 run, 50 arm, 50 field, overall 55. So, definitely a top-line prospect and somebody who could very well be in the major leagues by the end of 2019.
The only issue I have with that is I don't care what our system has. I don't care if we have 2 million goddamn pitchers, 100 shortstops. I don't give a shit. I want talent. Now, if he's the best player on the board and that's who they target, fine. But I hate drafting for need. You draft the best player available, right? And if that's Puck, then that's Puck, right? Whoever.
Well, he's number 3 overall, so you're not picking a crumb.
No. Well, regardless, whoever you have ranked number 1 on your board, regardless on how many people you have at that position, that's who you take. Because down the line, now that it's trading chips, and you can trade for major league talent. So I like the bat. I have no issues with the bat, essentially, if that's their guy, right? But if the kid from Florida has been their guy the whole time, don't waver now because you have a ton of arms.
Well, if you ask me who I think they're going to take, I think they're going to take AJ Puck.
Well, Phil,
you know what's funny?
Go ahead, Phil.
I never dreamed that I would be the voice of reason anywhere. I never thought that Phil from Mount Airy would be the voice of reason anywhere. But here's the truth. Here's my truth. It's not yours. It's not Tommy's. Here's my truth. I think that you go for the guy that you think can be the most electric player in your system the day he's drafted. And when I look at the field, the guy I keep coming back to is Puck. Because he's 6'7", it's Randy Johnson's size. He's throwing 98, 99, and he wasn't burnt out by his college, which gives you an opportunity to continue to develop him without being the Brad Brink or a Pat Combs or a Tyler Green, who all had that same electric stuff in college, but because of their team's runs in the College World Series, they were all shot and beat up by the time they got here.
It used to be like that back in the day.
Yeah. Right.
Wear them
and so, right, they did. By the time you got a Brad Brink, a Pat Combs goes to the Olympics. He pitches 7,000 innings in the College World Series. Same thing with Tyler Green.
Well, Tyler Green was pitching and he was playing outfield and DH.
Unbelievable.
Too. Working out.
Throwing everywhere.
Right. So when I look at the draft, I say to myself, which one of these guys is most likely to not have Tommy John, to not have already reached their ceiling, and will be able to get better? But the bigger question is, do you trust the Phillies development system to make them a better player? And I still don't do that. I don't believe. I'm watching Cornelius Griffin. I've watched the players, J.P. Crawford. The only players who have succeeded as high-round draft picks in the Philly system have been players who've been able to, and I don't know. This is just my speculation, able to develop by themselves, able to overcome. Cole Hamels was able to overcome the dregs of the Phillies. Jesse Biddle fell victim to it. And I use him as an example because he's the last high-round pitcher out of high school that the Phillies took. And the day they drafted him out of high school from Germantown Friends School, I thought it was a mistake.
Well, a couple things. I agree with that you need a game changer, especially number 1. Somebody to come in right away, like Phil said, and dominate your system. Right? You need that. And I love Puck because of that. I like the big body, the frame.
6'7", 99. Hard. Dude, his slide is 92.
The only thing I differ from you is nowadays I think the system's more of a I don't know, because the whole system's been changed over right now. It's not we hope it's not the old Philly system, and we hope the new regime that's came in, it's different. So I would leave that as a question mark that we just don't know yet how good their scouting department is and how good their player personnel is. So I don't think we have that.
Yeah, I mean, we're still
I have that answer.
We're still
fresh.
Year 1 of Matt Clintack, Andy McPhail.
It's fresh. It's very fresh with the new regime. That's all.
But the only new regime is at the top. The only new regime is at the top, Tommy. Everyone else is still static.
For right now.
It's the same 30 guys from Leo Carlin to Bonnie Brown to the same people who have been there for the past 40 years. The only one missing is Tony Lucadello. The reason why he's not there is because he died. Pretty much it's the same folks since they drafted Larry Bowa and Mike Schmidt in the early 70s.
Well, Phil, I did to your point. I think you did hit something right square on the head when you're talking about guys who have to be able to develop on their own. One of the things we were talking about last week was that these guys, they don't have baseball instinct, that they come up and, they position themselves where the coaches position themselves to play. They throw where they're told to throw. They hit as well as they can based on, whatever they may or may not have in their head when they go to the plate. And I think it's a real strong point that you made where, you have to be able to develop not only within the system, but also take that initiative and develop on your own. I think that's spot on.
But when you look at a team like the Royals, right, and I'm a huge fan of minor league baseball.
Right.
So I'm down there at the Blue Rocks, and I'm out there at Reading, just like you. I mean, Come on now. I wanted to punch you in your face for the doubleheader that you did the other day without me, where at 9:30 in the morning, he's up there watching Reading, right?
Sometimes I got to roll by myself.
And by the way,
man.
there's not enough outfield signs in that building. They really need to
Oh,
add a couple more.
between Reading and Lehigh Valley, that's all they have in the outfield.
And that's
signs.
great. And that's great because it takes me back. That's the baseball that I love.
Right.
But having said that, the truth is that I don't trust the Phillies to develop a pitcher outside of Cole Hamels. Tell me a pitcher that they've developed in the past 20 years. Tell me a player that they drafted who has come to the majors through their system and has excelled at the big league level. And you can't do that. I don't trust them with a high school arm.
Until you said excelled at the big league level, I was going to go Ken Giles. But
he has excelled.
Well, he's excelled, but he's also taken 2 huge steps back. So
because now there's expectations.
Okay,
and
fair,
I think
fair
that
point.
I think that he has the stuff, and I think he has the arm, and I think he has the not the word I'm looking for is not integrity, but I think he has the tenacity to bounce back.
Yeah.
Now he's in a spot where he's expected to perform. Last year, he took everybody by surprise. No one knew who the hell Ken Giles was. He replaces Papelbon, after they finally, lose that load.
Mm-hmm.
And so no one knew who Ken Giles was. Now everybody knows.
Well,
there's a scouting report. There's a
right, but I mean, other than Hamels and Giles, I would be hard pressed to give you another name.
20 years. You can go 20 years.
First off, in terms of high school arm, I mean that should be just out of the question because we talked about it, Phil. I mean, you mentioned it about pitchers who were taken out of high school #1, and the two that
hasn't worked.
The two that David Clyde, Brian Taylor. Brian Taylor, no wins ever in the big leagues, and David Clyde had 18, an earned run average of over 4.5. Not a good pitcher.
No.
Okay. So you can't tell in AAU ball against guys who will never make it to the big leagues if the kid is a big league pitcher. Jason Groom is dominant. I've seen him pitch. I know a buddy who coached him, and they always won on Sundays, if you know what I mean, in tournament ball because of Groom. But you don't know because he's never faced big league type hitting yet. So I'll take Puck, who might have not has been as dominant as some like. Nick Jewell chimed in on Facebook and mentioned that he doesn't like Puck because he's, in so many words, he hasn't been as dominant as he thinks he should be. But the talent's there.
I think Puck's been on cruise control.
Me too. I mean,
and I agree 1,000%.
But do you like cruise control?
No, great. No, because I do, and here's why.
Yeah.
Because what he did was protect himself. Now that he knows that he's going to be in the top 10 in the draft, he's 6'7", he's throwing 99. He protected his career. He made sure that he had that same 99 when he got to the draft. Instead of allowing himself to pitch 3,000 games, 4,000 innings, a la Brad Brink. And then we can go back through the list of guys who have failed at the big league level, not just with the Philadelphia Phillies, but all over the. Look at Dylan Bundy. Look at Dylan Bundy. Dylan Bundy was my guy.
Right.
He was throwing 96, 97.
And now, then he had Tommy John, right?
And he goes to Hagerstown and he lights it up, but he throws 7-8 innings every night. And now he's struggling. And I know he's not struggling. He's on the Orioles because he's a baby bird. And he's got, he had that stuff, and he's got all that money coming to him. But at best, he's projected to, maybe at some point, he'll be a 4. But right now, he's a spot starter,
middle reliever. Right.
Exactly. And I don't want that to happen to my player.
No.
But at the same time,
you're spot on.
You have to look at those guys and say there's a historical preference.
Right.
Listen, you can't, there's nothing. The one thing that I'm sure of in sports, right, is historical precedent. So I look at these players, I judge them, and I know, Tommy, you say, yo, Phil, it's not fair to say this guy's going to fail because he failed, or you don't take a #1 because this guy failed.
No, but when the history says it has.
Yes, when it happens over and over again.
You can't argue with the Bible.
Listen, and in the biggest sport when it comes to numbers and analytics and all this overthinking, they still can't get it right. Like, no, that if I'm going to take a high school arm, I'm going to take a high school arm in like the 2nd round. I'll start taking high school arms in like the 2nd, 3rd round.
I'll take one at number 10 or 11.
Maybe, but I don't reach for one. If there's somebody just as good in college, I'm taking that guy.
Not at #1 and not at the first pick.
Say top 5. Say top 5. I don't like it.
I want to run something by you guys real quick, though. Because like you always talk about the eye test.
Yeah.
And you are.
I'm huge on the eye test.
You're huge on the eye test. And you said,
what up, Phil?
The numbers speak for themselves. What I want to ask you guys, though, is how about like how much credence would you put into reading between the lines? And the reason that I ask the question is, I'm doing my homework on this, and Sunday night I'm watching MLB Network, and they're doing a special on, the top 20 guys projected in the Major League Draft this year. So they do an interview with Jason Groom, and then they do an interview with Jason Groom's coach. And the interview with Jason Groom's coach just kind of set me off, because as I'm reading between the lines, Jason Groom's coach is talking about how, he's just a big kid at heart. And a lot of times I got to rein him in because he's running around the field with his teammates over his shoulders. He's just, he's a big mountain of a kid and everybody loves him. And, and then the coach goes on to say, but, he's, other than, a couple of travel teams and the showcases and stuff, he's never had to play a full season against other guys on his level. So it's going to be real interesting.
But none of those players have.
Right. But here's where I'm going with this.
20, how many of those prospects have actually excelled or had extended level experience against guys at their caliber?
I agree with that. But where I'm going with this is, you have the coach saying this stuff, and whether it's true or not, I immediately start thinking like, okay, so they're sitting down and they're having a frank discussion with the coach about a kid who could conceivably go number 1 overall. And now I'm thinking that the kid's got maturity issues, and
rightfully so. He's 18.
And as soon as he starts to get hit around, you're going to get the El Foldo. And now I'm concerned. I mean, God bless the kid. I hope he gets drafted, top 5, goes to the show, succeeds. I don't have any ill will for the kid, but there was just something about the coach and the things that he was saying.
He needs to be drafted by the Twins.
Yeah, get him out of Philly.
No, the coaches are almost saying that, hey, if he fails at the beginning, he just, because it's just a change of competition.
Right.
Well, guess what? If I'm Jason Groom, I might interrupt my goddamn coach for a minute and say, Coach, hold on, if you don't mind, right? I don't give a shit who I'm facing because I'm going to dominate. That's the kind of guy we want. That's the kind of guy I know I want. I don't want a guy whose coach or anybody said that this guy doesn't. I want my coach saying about me, this guy's a bulldog and he don't care who he's facing.
I love this guy.
Right? I mean, why anything else?
Ready?
Like, oh, well, he's not ready. That's going to take some time for adjustment. Screw that.
Here's the anything else that you just said. I don't want anything else. Here's the anything else. I think there's still some lingering resentment in that organization that he's pitching for right now. Then I say organization, but it's a high school, that he left for that year and went to play for that sort of academy. Then he comes back and there's all the scrutiny and he's suspended for a couple games. And I think there's a part of the coach that's saying, you know what, he's not one of us. He used us. He was only here to promote himself. Then he comes back and he got hit around a couple times, and that's from inactivity. It's not from that ability. It's just flat out inactivity.
You don't throw a game for 30 days.
Exactly.
Listen, he's a pop. I mean, I'm not taking anything away.
I'm just not touching him.
No, I'm not even nothing.
I'm not touching him.
Nothing. I don't even want to sit down and talk.
Thank you.
I don't even need to sit down and talk.
But the whole thing with him is like, it's like a complete paradox, because he left IMG down in Florida and he came back because IMG, they're in a private academy. They can't compete for any state championships or anything like that.
It's like a national stuff they can do. It's stupid.
in one frame of mind, like the kid, I'm thinking like, okay, well, here's this, competitive fire is there. The Bulldog is there. He wants to come home and he wants to, compete for a state championship. And then on the other hand, I'm starting to think like, did he come home so that he could dominate? Because maybe down there at IMG, the water was just getting a little too hot.
Bro, listen, he faced West Effort in a playoff game, in Group 1 or Group 2 they are,
right?
And got beat by a Group 2 team.
A bunch of kids who will never ever see a minor league baseball paycheck.
Come on, man. I mean, listen.
Boom! I rest my case.
Yeah, he might be a great kid, but I'm not even sitting down for the conversation.
So let's move to AJ Puck, because
let's move to AJ Puck.
I truly believe that's the pick. He's got the Randy Johnson frame. They come along. By the way, left-handed pitching is the greatest commodity you'll ever find in baseball. They come along once a dime, one every 10 years. And because it's a risk, no matter who you pick, it's a risk, right?
Especially in baseball.
And you want to do high risk, high reward. So in this case, I go Puck, because you can't teach 6'7". You can't teach 99 miles an hour. And there's a maturity level with left-handers where they only get better as time goes on. They're more likely to modify their style and learn to pitch. Even if he suffers an injury that takes him from 99 to 94, he can change speeds, he can locate, he can find a plate, and he's mature. He's a grown man now because he's 21 years old. He'll be 22, 23 when he starts his Major League Baseball. Excuse me, when he starts his minor league baseball career. I was expecting to pitch for the Phillies next year.
You know what?
The bottom line is,
but you may not be far off.
Sandy Koufax got better from 27 to 30. Every great left-handed pitcher, Ron Guidry, comes out of nowhere at 26, gets better every year for the next 4 years. There's something about left-handers and the dearth of them in Major League Baseball that makes him a bigger prize for me than anyone else on that board.
And you got to take in the fact that even a college bat, when you're talking about college bats, you're talking about hitting with metal still. And I know a lot of these kids will hit in the cage with wood, but listen, it's different. I mean, it's different. So Kyle Lewis might be a pop, who knows? But I'm sticking with Puck, who I think's a pop, right? Because
and like I said,
that scares me.
I don't hate the pick.
It just scares me with the metal. Metal scares me.
Okay, so what I'll say is, in terms of the intelligence of the pick, if you look at the Phillies system right now, and you start in Philadelphia with the major league team, and you look at Philadelphia, Lehigh Valley, and Reading, those three teams, your major league, AAA, AA, there is exactly one left-handed starter amongst them, Adam Morgan.
Oh, he stinks.
Exactly. So, you talk about not.
If I never see him pitch again, I'll be okay.
And I'm with you, but
you're making a point. You're making a point there that I want to get to.
Okay.
And Tommy also said it a few moments ago. We look at the guys who have pedigree, who have experience. You take out the metal bats and all that. The one guy, and you said it earlier on, but you didn't use that to enunciate his point, is Kyle Lewis, because he's proven himself with a wooden bat.
Oh, he was a stud in the Cape Cod League.
Exactly. And I look at that. I look at the Alaskan League. I look at the Northern Pioneer League, and I look at Cape Cod, and I say, who are the guys who've been able to translate and put the metal bat down and have the same results with a wooden bat? That's huge. That's huge. And he kind of glossed over it. So my secondary candidate is Kyle Lewis.
Okay.
I wouldn't be disappointed if they take either one. But no, you make a great point. How does it translate? How do you develop? What does this evolution look like? And the word everyone likes to use is upside.
Right, upside.
But the truth is that I want to know, what kind of effing baseball player are you now? How much do you want to not lose? And we lose sight of that when we talk about
stocks. So what does Joe Madden say? Try not to suck?
No. I want the guy who hates to lose.
Right.
I want a goddamn bulldog is what I want.
Thank you. That's the same translation.
Yeah.
I want a guy who hates to lose, because by the time he fails, he will have gotten every ounce, every smidgen, every iota of the talent that he has.
You're spot on, man.
Combined with what we develop him with. The biggest question is, no matter who you pick,
is he a winner?
No. Do you trust the Phillies to develop him? Do you trust the Phillies to leave alone what he does well and enhance what he does not? What's your level of trust in the Phillies scouting?
Listen, if I had to rank it 1 out of 10 right now, with the new regime, I'll take in the new upper management, new GM in the equation. I would say before, my confidence of them back in the day was maybe a 1 or a 2 if they were lucky at times, right?
Back in what day? You're 15 years old.
33, so I'm a man. I'm 40.
Back in the day.
Back in the day, a good 20 spot.
Back in the day, you'd have a driver's license.
Well, I might have. I might have driven the conversion.
He may not have a driver's license now, for all we know.
We'll get pulled over after and find out.
All right.
But see, I don't know what the hell I was even going to say.
You were saying that
Thank you.
You trust them a little more than I do.
Well, 1 or 2 back, let's say 15 years ago. It's a 1 or a 2 for me. You fast forward maybe 5 years ago, my confidence maybe went up to a 4-ish. And now, because some of it's hope, obviously, I'm not going to lie to the people, I would say I'm more like a 7 right now, because there is talent, and I see some good talent down there, and I don't see them really getting ruined yet. So there's still hope.
That's fair.
There's still hope. So
that's fair.
It's half it's unknown, which I don't like. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
No,
it's tough, but
that's fair. No, because J.P. Crawford hasn't failed. I haven't followed Roman Quinn. You're bigger in the minor league.
I love Roman.
How's he doing?
See, and that was actually the kicker. When I went out there on Monday morning, I get out there and I walk into the stadium and I look at the lineup on the big board. No Roman Quinn, no Jorge Alfaro. The only one of the real studs at Reading that I got to see was Dylan Cousins.
Because it was 9:30 in the morning.
And they were probably hungover.
All right, so
But Roman
so
Quinn.
let me just surprise you with this. Take your ass up to Reading another time without calling me or texting me, and we're gonna fight. No, for real. We're gonna
I
fight.
hear you.
I'm just telling you.
I hear you, and I will let you know.
I need you to be clear about that.
I will let you know.
Fight him.
He doesn't want to fight me. I'm from Mount Airy. That's the gangsters that meet the mean streets.
Yeah,
where the streets are paved with
the
streets are paved with oatmeal and raisins.
I also got a leg that weighs about as much as you, so don't let me fall on top of you.
Yeah, okay.
But now, to your point, Roman Quinn, streaky. I mean, he's up to 284 now. He's starting to show some extra base potential. I mean, the pop is there. I'm still not convinced with Odubel Herrera locked into center field if Roman Quinn is not the trade chip. But because you asked the question, Roman Quinn's coming on. And, I mean, a lot more than I thought he was going to as well.
Mike, I don't think he needs to be a trade chip, either one of them, because you can play Quinn in left or you can put Herrera in left.
Yeah.
So, I don't think you're not hurting there.
No, I mean, but eventually you're going to have a log jam. I mean,
That's fine.
No, but who gives a damn about that?
If you're going to have Cousins
If
and
my
Nick
center
Williams,
fielder's batting 323 like he is now, there ain't no logjam, right?
That goes to Tommy's point, and he said it
Hold
in the opening.
Oh, don't let me forget
you can't
this.
have enough talent.
Well, no, I get that.
A ton of talent creates what? Creates competition. Well, it creates competition amongst your system, right? I mean, the pitchers talked about it last year. The 5 kids down in the minors, right? At Double-A. What did they talk about? Competing against each other. They did it all last year. So it just creates a better style of pitcher, right? A more competitive pitcher, a more competitive player, because there's always competition. Nothing's given to you, right? You got to earn it all the way through. And I think that's what this organization's coming to right now, guys. I really do. I think there's a shit ton of talent down there, and I think it's going to become more competitive, and you're going to get better talent. So you know what, Phil? To the point, screw the personnel departments. Screw them all. Just bring in talent. Let the talent compete against each other and get better that way on their own.
And learn from each other. Because if you're in the dugout and you pitched last night and you see a guy working against a player you pitched against last night, then maybe you see him do something different. You watch his approach. You watch his pitch count. You watch his pitch pattern. And you learn. The bottom line is that we're all going to find out in a minute who the Phillies take. And we won't
this time tomorrow night, we will know. Actually, what, 23
hours?
23 hours, yeah.
23 hours, you'll know.
So, Tommy, we had
so let me ask you
Go
this,
ahead.
Mike, before you continue. And Tommy, same question to you. Who will you be most disappointed if they take? What draft pick, which player taking that number 1 overall would make you just like take the headphones off and throw them across the room like, yo, what's the one player that you say, please do not take him. Whatever you do, don't take him.
To me, it would be Mickey Moniak, the high
line drive lefty from California.
Yeah, the high school outfielder. Because to me, that's Roman Quinn. It's you're putting another non-power hitting left-handed outfielder in the system when you already got a ton of them.
And Tom, who's it for you? What's the one guy that if they pick in the first round at number 1 overall, you look up and say, yo, we just wasted, that 100-loss season, the Papelbon years, out of all of this? Who's the one guy that would just make you just like be disgusted and not want to come on the radio ever again?
Well, I mean, to stay status quo with the theme at hand tonight, I want no parts of Groom.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, I'm thinking more. I was thinking Senzel a little bit from Tennessee. I don't love them. I think that would be a reach. I don't think they're going that direction. I think the easier one would be Groom, like the more realistic one that they take. Want no parts of it.
Nobody's mentioned Riley Pint. What do you think?
I just figured he wasn't in the conversation.
He's in the mix. He's in the mix. Come on now.
Well, not mine.
He's at 2 or 3 on every board.
I can't see him being number 1 overall. I mean, MLB right now has him ranked at
number 3. I'd take him over Groom.
They got him 2.
I'll take him over
2.
Groom. Okay,
they got Groom 1.
I'll take Pint over Groom all day long. All day long.
Well, yeah, I absolutely agree with you.
The lack of drama, the lack of local. Now you can say, well, Phil, you're dead wrong, because that's the same thinking that allowed Mike Trout to be an angel, but no one's saying that Groom or Pint are Mike Trout. But I just have this thing about drafting locals that I have a fear for.
I got no time for it, Phil.
Yeah, because
I don't think some locals can handle the pressure.
You got the parents nearby, and I'm telling you, I coached Jesse Biddle, And the moment the Phillies drafted him, I knew that would never work. And they killed me for it, but I was dead right. He's on his third team. And
yeah.
Well, you know why I don't like locals? Honestly, I don't think they play enough. I would be all for getting the kid from down south or out west who is starting his season in February and is playing 60, 65 games in high school
Mike, it's spot
as
on.
opposed to 30.
Yeah, that's a huge advantage that I think is overlooked as well, and that's why a lot of talent comes from, warmer weather. It's obvious. Listen, if you're just joining us, we're talking about which direction should the Phillies go in the 2016 MLB draft. You can let us know. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, A2D Radio is how you can find us. We're going to take a quick break here. We'll come back on the other side, continue to talk Phils. We'll talk Cavs. They're up right now, and we'll get in a little Game 5 of the Stanley Cup preview as well. This segment was brought to you by the Sports Outlet for all your sporting needs, 703 Black Horse Pike, Glendora, New Jersey, 856-939-2030. On the web, sportsoutletinc.com.
You're listening to A2D Radio. A2D Radio. A2D Radio. At A2DRadio.com.
A2DRadio.com is proudly sponsored by Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants. Gibson Mayer, located in Yardley, PA, is a leading accounting and business consulting firm with a proven track record of handling critical issues with expertise across many different industries, including construction, distribution, hospitality, manufacturing, real estate, service trades, merchandising, professional services, and professional athletes. Give them a call at 215-369-3300. That's 215-369-3300. Your initial consultation is always free, and if you tell them that Tom and Mike from AM and the PM sent you, you'll receive 15% off all income tax services completed by February 15th. That's Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants, 215-369-3300, or visit them on the web at www.gibsonmayer.com. That's gibsonmayer.com.
Hey guys, Rob Povia here from Fantasy Dominance Now in the Hockey Happy Hour with a quick question. Are you in need of a professional home improvement? Then contact Harry's Contracting, 609-638-6336. That's 609-638-6336. No job too big, no job too small. The owner, Harry Ernst, is a fully licensed general contractor. Tile work, bathroom and kitchen remodeling, and just about everything else. No matter what you need, Harry will leave your home looking as beautiful as ever. Harry's Contracting offers free estimates, and if you mention A2D Radio during the estimate, Harry will give you 15% off the quote. Give him the job, tack on another 5% for a total of 20% savings off his already insane low prices. So contact Harry's Contracting today, 609-638-6336, or email harryscontractingimprovements@gmail.com. Harry's Contracting, insane home improvements.
Hey, do you need to get your skills in shape? Then contact the Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. You can give them a call at 856-889-3434 or visit them on the web at www.scanzanosports.com. John Scanzano offers individual, semi-private, and team training lessons in hitting, pitching, catching, outfield, along with turf rentals. The Scanzano Sports Center is equipped with a 31,000 square foot indoor facility, 4 batting cages, and a 4,000 square foot strengthening and conditioning room. So what are you waiting for? Contact the Scanzano Sports Center today.
Well, hallelujah. Welcome back, Tom.
Mike,
AM.
in the PM.
Right here at ATDRadio.com. Tom Renner, joined by Mike Mataraki, Phil from Mount Airy, Rob Povey on the 1s and 2s. And if you just joined us, which directions the Phillies go in the 2016 MLB draft? Let us know. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. A2D Radio. Is it high school arm, high school bat, college arm, college bat? We had some people chime in. Nikki Jules, he'll actually be calling here in a few. Bob Brodo says college bat. He's in agreement with the college bat. Listen, I'm in agreement for the first time in my life, whoever they think's the best. That's who I want, unless it's Groom. We talked about it earlier. I would be officially out of them sweepstakes. Right now.
You know what's really interesting
Yeah,
here, Tommy,
shoot.
is it's really funny that just the differences in perception from sport to sport. Because if you look at the NFL, okay, let's just say for shits and giggles, Temple University was a top 20 ranked team, not unlike they were at one point last year, and they have an All-American running back. Eagles fans would be going crazy to draft that All-American running back. The Sixers, if Temple or Villanova had a guy who was, projected to go number 1 overall, Sixers fans would be hot to get that guy. I think
that's not true. They passed on Kobe.
Oh, come on.
He passed on Kobe.
Kobe wasn't projected to go number 1. He was top 10. He wasn't number 1.
Looking back in retrospect, if you could remake that deal.
Well, yeah, of course.
Take Kobe or AI.
And hindsight is 2020.
I stay, man.
Huh?
I stay.
You
I know that's crazy.
You go AI?
Yeah, I stay.
Okay, that's fair.
I love that guy. And I love Kobe. Kobe's a killer. We know Kobe. I know Kobe. You know what I mean? But what AI did for us and basketball here again, Kobe would have did it. But, Kobe did have the advantage of coming in slower.
And playing with Shaq.
Yeah.
You're playing with the big Aristotle, the big Cactus, the Diesel, and those dominating big men, in my opinion, of the modern era. So maybe the most dominant player of the modern era in terms of unstoppable. You couldn't stop him. And you had that advantage. Now, AI did it with nobody here, and I'm not comparing the two, but just what he did here, man, I'm keeping the answer. Okay. Happy birthday, Alan. You know what I mean? Happy birthday, Alan. I know that
Happy 40th.
I know that check's coming real soon, Alan. That check's in the mail real soon. Sure, they're all waiting for that one. Sure he is. Hopefully this time he handles his money a little better, right? I mean, that's what you can hope for AI as a birthday present. Hopefully he handles his money. That's my birthday present to him. Just handle your money better this time around. You don't got to go. Like, you travel to like a Best Western, you don't need the new suit, right? Pack it back of clothes. We know the stories.
It's no longer necessary to run up a $10,000 bill at the TGI Fridays.
No need. The Cavs are rolling the Warriors right now, 33-16 here, going into the second. LeBron,
that'll change.
4 for 4 with 8.
That'll change.
But we're going to continue to talk, and it's brought to you by BMW Atlantic City. This month, BMW Atlantic City challenges sales team. They must sell 100 vehicles, which means you save right now. Lisa, certified, pre-owned, elite, 2016 BMW 320 iX Drive, just $299 a month for 36 months. The ultimate driving experience is closer than you think. BMW of Atlantic City, easy to get to. Minutes off exit 37 of the Parkway. Online, BMW of AtlanticCity.com. What's the number? Come on, Nick. 856-993-2509 is how you can reach us. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram,
Slow
YouTube.
that down. I didn't even get that. Slow down.
Slow down, man. I roll.
No, these people on my page are listening. They want to hear the number. They might want to call in.
Maybe I don't want them to have my personal line right now, Phil, so I read it quick. I got Q with the public right there.
Right.
You know what I mean? It is on our Facebook, though, or mine, personal, if they really want to call in. Sorry, 856-993-2509 if you want to get a hold of me, now after the show.
Hey, baby.
Easy listening. This is some smooth jazz going on right now. Still 33-16. we got a caller now, and we'll go to the phone lines. You're on Tom and Mike AM and the PM A2D Radio. What's happening?
What's going on, guys?
What's up, Nick? How you making out?
I don't think I had your number saved in my phone.
Oh, now you do. You know how things work out.
Nah, but I know when you called in my show earlier today, I just want to get the other guy's opinion on this.
Yeah, real quick. Nick Jules, real quick, Nick. Nick Jules of Philly Fan Radio right here, A2DRadio.com. Go ahead, Nick. Sorry.
No, but I would like to see them draft anybody but AJ Puck. And the only reason I say that is just because there's too much inconsistency with him. I mean, how do you explain a guy that has 2 wins on a 50-plus win team when the 2 other starters have 13 wins and 11 wins? And the big thing with me is he has 31 walks in 70 innings.
Well, listen, I mean, I think we talked about it earlier that we thought that he was on a little bit of cruise control this year, and knowing he's going top 5 and sort of just took care of the body this year and took care of his arm more than on the field, and that can be a concern as well. I mean, that could be a concern if the guy, checked out a little bit. But I mean, Nick, I think you got to talk about what he brings to the table, and you're talking about a 6'7" lefty. He could throw 99. His sliders, projected like a 65 right now on MLB.com. But you don't know. It's the problem with the Major League Baseball. I mean, it's all speculation.
Right.
It's really Russian roulette. Does the gun go off for you or not? Really, what it comes down to. Do you get lucky or not? And I'm going with either the college arm or the college bat. Which way are you going, Nick?
I'm going college bat. I like Kyle Lewis.
Oh, there we go. I got another vote for Kyle Lewis. I like it.
Yeah, I know Mike's on Kyle Lewis. Phil, what direction were you going?
I still like Puck because and I hear what you're saying on the phone line, right? But here's the bottom line: Randy Johnson walked everybody in his first couple of years. He struggled to find the plate. But the one thing about left-handed pitchers that they developed, and they develop a little bit later than most. But I mean, look at Randy Johnson's numbers in his first 4 years. He won a total of 17 Major League Baseball games. He was traded 3 times. He's on 3 different organizations. In '89, he's 7-13. He was terrible. But the bottom line, in '89 with Montreal, he had a 5.85 ERA, and he never ever saw a 5 after that. So I'm taking Puck simply because you don't find those guys every day. You have to search all over the world, unlike the NBA, who has Brazil, Argentina, Germany, Croatia, and the United States, Canada, to find basketball players. You don't find a left-handed pitcher everywhere. 6'7", throwing 99. That's my pick.
Nick, real quick, I want to ask you a question. Phil talked about it earlier. We ran around the room with it. What guy, if they took one, are you done with and up in arms about?
Oh, it'll be absolutely Jason Groom.
It's amazing how we all agree on that.
Yeah, that's consensus, which worries me. That worries me that we're all in agreement.
The reason I
He'll
say
probably
that
win the
is
Cy Young like 8 times in
I
a
know
row.
he doesn't have a lot of innings on him this year because he spent a couple games. But young pitchers these days that throw hard just rely on their arms so much that they don't really know how to pitch. And if you go back to the 2014 draft, the top 2 picks were high school pitchers, Brady Aiken and Tyler Kolak, and they both had Tommy John surgery within a year.
Everybody has
prerequisite.
Exactly. It's almost like breast enhancement. You like somebody, you go get their arm freaking filtered. But the bottom line is, again, I think when you go at it and look at it, Mike, that you almost have to go Puck because he's the guy who makes John Kruk run from home plate like Randy Johnson did. He's the guy whose stuff is so electric that he'll get here quicker, he'll contribute faster. And I like Kyle Lewis too. I just have this deep and abiding fear of drafting locals.
No, I hear you. And Nick, to answer your question from earlier, the 2 wins, a little bit of homework on AJ Puck here. Only averaged 4 innings per start. Fought some back spasms this year, so they kept his outing short. But
that's a red flag.
It is a little bit of a red flag.
No, you know what
but-
that is? Hold on. Yeah, no. Oh, back spasms. The reference your point. Back spasms to me means that I'm shutting it down a little bit because I'm not going to blow my arm out because I'm about to get paid. So, I mean, that's just business. To me, back spasms. Go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. 3-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio and 12.5 strikeouts per 9 innings. Opponents batting average against 188. Kid's the real deal. I honestly think that I think there was a combination of him shutting it down a little bit, the coaching staff probably knowing that he shut it down a little bit and not giving him the rock as much as they may have wanted to. But, you know, does he dial it back up once he gets drafted? I would like to think so.
And here's why I go Puck. Ready? Randy Johnson at 21 years old in A-ball was 0-3, 5.52, right? Randy Johnson in Double-A was 8-11 with a 3.62. Randy Johnson in Triple-A was 10-8 with a 3.26. He got better as he got older. Then he gets to the major leagues and pitches 20 seasons where he's just flat out ridiculous. And that's what I see in A.J. Puck. Now, am I saying A.J. Puck's going to be a Hall of Famer like Randy Johnson? He's going to be electric like Randy Johnson? No. But when I'm looking at upside and looking at what the Phillies need and something that you don't see in baseball, but every 20 years, that would be more likely to be A.J. Puck than it is Kyle Mercer. Excuse me, Kyle Lewis from Mercer. Fair enough? Is that fair?
Yeah.
Is that a fair assessment?
That's fair.
Because if you get it wrong, here's the great thing about the Major League Baseball draft. If you get it wrong, you're just as likely to get a starter at the top of the draft in round 2 and round 3 and round 4 and Mike Piazza in round 30 freaking 5.
You don't even know in baseball. That's the thing. You don't know.
Exactly. It's not as much.
Yeah, that's the thing now with even today with taking pitchers. I mean, it doesn't really matter how hard they throw. You're still taking a risk. I mean,
yeah, but I'll take my risk. I'll take my risk at 99.
Well, Nick, right. I think there's risk. I think there's risk when anybody taking it in the Major League Baseball draft or any draft period because, especially more in baseball, it's just like I'm going to keep saying Russian roulette. You don't know if the bullet's coming. Yeah, you don't know. I mean, everybody you take as a question mark. I mean, these are kids and kids that are playing not against big league talent, not even close to big league talent yet.
Well, look what happened today. Vince Velasquez left to start after 2 pitches.
I'll say it again. The guy's a reliever. The guy's a closer.
I mean, I don't have big league talent, and I had Tommy John just past July.
You'll probably come back throwing 95 now.
Yeah, you're going to come back as the Bionic Man. I love it.
If you're looking for an agent, let me know.
And that's the problem because
let me know.
Nowadays, you draft
I don't walk 31 guys in 7 innings.
I like that. I like that. We'll send your resume to the Phils. They won't answer.
But here's the deal with these guys. It's almost like the day you draft them, you might as well just take them to Dr. Torg and have the Tommy John surgery done on the day of the draft.
Yeah, I think it's a round trip to Dr. James Andrews ASAP.
Yeah, it's just like a mandatory thing. You're a pitcher gets drafted in the first 3 rounds. You need to be willing to go under the knife.
No, Mike. Here's the deal.
Yeah, I mean they all do it now.
You meet this chick, she's hot as hell. You fall in love with her. Take her to get breast enhancement and then marry her. You know what I mean? It's not even it almost feels like a prerequisite.
Yeah. It's like you got to take it. You got to take this class. You know what I mean?
Right.
You got to take the Tommy John class. Dr. James loves you. But no, I mean, listen, guys, there's so many. We all agree on the college player. But at the end of the day, this is such a crapshoot that you have no idea where you're getting.
You take a guy from Mercer. What's the level of competition?
Exactly.
Why wouldn't I go SEC? Come on now, let's keep it 100.
I'm going to the big dogs.
All right, hold on a second, though. Hold on a second. You want to keep it 100? You would no. Hold on a second. Back up the train.
Straightened up in this seat.
You want to keep it 100, but now you're contradicting yourself because you sat here 20 minutes ago. And you talked about how Kyle Lewis tore up the Cape Cod League.
And I like that.
So you can't have it both ways, Phil. But
that's a select league. It's a
select league that he tore up. So I don't give a shit if he played
I swear to God, we're gonna fight
in the SEC
Go ahead, boys.
or the Midwest Conference or some colonial Division II.
But they didn't have
school.
tape on him. They hadn't seen what he did on certain pitch counts. They didn't see what he did in certain situations.
It's
They
you,
didn't know what his weakness was.
right? But
Nobody
you
in
know,
Cape
out of
League
all
has a
those
batch
summer
of
leagues,
film.
the Cape Cod League is the purest
Fair. That's
form
fair.
of amateur baseball, and he ripped it up.
But what happens when teams start to see where his weak spot is?
But you
what
could say the
happens-
same about Puck or any other
Well,
player.
listen, the go
There's no
both
weak
ways
spot.
here. Listen,
There's no weak
listen.
spot in a 99-mile-an-hour fastball.
No, but there is location because everybody can hit it. A fastball, everybody can hit. I'm just saying that you don't listen. Yeah, there's going to be adjustments made on all these guys.
Right.
The question is what's upstairs and what's below the belt that make the adjustment back. That's what it comes down to. I want a guy who can make the goddamn adjustment back. Dominic Brown couldn't make the adjustment back. You want a guy who, okay, he can't hit the slider outside. Well, that guy learns quickly how to hit the slider outside and learns how pitchers are going to pitch him. Unlike some guys at the big league level never do, right? Some guys are so stuck in their ways. Winners learn how to become better players and learn to make the other adjustment back. Damn it. That's all it comes down to. For any of these guys, listen, you could throw 102 if you don't locate. Major League Baseball players are hitting you, and you know that, Phil.
I was going to say,
you know that.
That's
that.
Matt Wieters turned around a 103
on,
mile an
Phil.
hour fastball from Aroldis Chapman the other night.
Is Nick still here, Nick? Nick, are you still here?
I'll take my chances.
Yeah, I'm still here.
What up?
And I don't blame you.
I think Nick, go ahead.
No, I said that's all I have.
All right, brother. So
I think we scared him off.
I'll take my chances with the buck. Give me 100-mile-an-hour fastball.
Hey,
I'll
Nick.
take my chance.
hey, Nick, thanks for
All right.
joining us, brother. Appreciate
All
it.
right, man. Thanks.
Later. Nick Jules, Philly Fan Radio, A2DRadio.com. Listen, it's just another opinion. And when you're talking about any draft, nobody knows. I mean, in football, we have a better idea. In baseball, we have a better idea because we see them all the time, right? We don't know. In baseball, nobody knows, right? No, I know where the talent is. A plane ride to the DR. I mean, that's where I know the talent
That's
is.
what I'm talking
Okay,
about.
I mean, this is where the Phillies have dropped the ball previously, as they had no players, Latino players, for the longest time. That was the problem with their minor league
And
system.
then the ones that got sucked, they were all like the third-tier guys.
Listen, Phil, it's so easy to have a great a PR department, player development department, when you have Latino players that are smooth at everything they goddamn do on the baseball field. It makes life real easy. Listen, pay me. I'll go to the DR and just watch. I mean, that Venezuela, Herrera's fine. You find a guy like Herrera, Chuch was Mexico, not really known for their baseball that much. But in terms of Venezuela, Herrera, them guys are starting to come in here, and I think that's a big change for the Phillies organization.
They're playing 85, 90 games. My one of my friends got married. He married a Puerto Rican girl, right? And moved to Catalina in Puerto Rico. His son plays shortstop. He's 13 years old. They play 65 games a year. They play 2 doubleheaders each week and a single game on Saturday and Sunday. His son is playing 65 games a year.
That's
13
unbelievable.
years old. But nothing in baseball can replicate at bats. You're talking about building talent. You cannot take away the power of at bats. So when this kid is 15, 16, he'll have been to the plate 700 times. You can't do that in the United States unless you live in San Diego or Texas or you play for one of these elite teams. But that still doesn't guarantee, because you got to look at the level of competition you're competing against.
Off the top of your head, Phil, do you happen to remember, and I mean, I'm not looking for an exact year, but like a time frame. When did the Phillies open their academy in the Dominican?
Yesterday.
It might,
Seriously.
honestly,
They
it
were
may
last.
have well have been.
No, because you got to think about it like this, and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to throw a number at you. Do you know who Ruben Amaro's grandfather was?
Go ahead.
Ruben Amaro, who was the Phillies general manager, is Cuban by descent. His grandfather was Santo Amaro, who's universally recognized in the Caribbean as the Cuban Babe Ruth. And the fact that when they hired him as the GM and gave him that job, I thought now the Phillies are going to mine the Caribbean and begin to become a player in there. And he totally ignored that avenue. So now they have, and it's kind of an accident, because you get Franco, but they didn't sign him with a lot of with a lot of hoopla.
No, you're absolutely right.
So it's been kind of accidental. Now you get Herrera, but you look at who's the guy the Phillies should have been the Phillies GM? He's out in Kansas City now.
Oh, Mike Arbuckle.
Right, Mike Arbuckle. Look at the Kansas City Royals. Dude, you can't get any more. That team doesn't even speak English. Nobody in the fucking locker room speaks. Excuse me. Nobody in the locker room speaks English. They're all Dominican and Puerto Rican and Venezuelan. They even less. Meanwhile, you got the dregs. You got Calvin Maduro, from Aruba. You got all the losers.
Well, and I guess you kind of made my point.
So when I say yesterday,
when I
meant that.
Right, but when I asked you when, and you guys you said yesterday, and he said they're last.
I say that figuratively.
But
they're way behind.
But you're right, and that's kind of the point that I was getting at.
Go back to Montreal Expos. The Expos and the Twins have made a living off of mining the Caribbean and then trading those players for current talent and staying viable.
No, you're absolutely right.
And it stayed that way with the Nationals. But the bottom line is that they've been woefully inadequate in that area. But I do see that stepping up because Clintack comes from an organization that has done that successfully.
No, absolutely. And
listen, real quick.
Go ahead.
You guys are both right, but I think Amaro did a better job of starting to transition that period. I mean, it doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen. He targeted big-time Latino players. He did. I mean, Castillo, the kid from Tomas from Arizona.
Right.
I mean, he went after these guys. So, he went out, Rule 5 Herrera. So, I mean, maybe didn't make the splash, but at least he started bringing in better Latino players than we had in the past. We can't deny that. Now, I'm not crowning his ass for being Mr. DR because he wasn't, or anywhere in South America. But at the end of the day, he did do a better job than what it was in the past. I mean, we got to be real about that. Now,
he
does
did, but I mean,
do it more? Hopefully,
Miguel Alfredo Gonzalez was a miss. He was a huge miss.
Well, that's going to happen, though.
I know.
I mean, come on.
It's not going to happen if you're versed in that arena.
Well, when you start getting yourself versed in that arena as an organization, it takes time. I mean, God, come on. Everything's a marathon. So as much as we want to love to say, like, as soon as a new regime takes over, things are going to change automatically. It takes time. And when Ruben came in, listen, Phil, there wasn't even black players in the goddamn organization.
You're full of crap.
No, how am I full of crap? When Ruben Amaro Jr. came in here, whole organization. No, let me finish. When Ruben Amaro Jr. came in here, there was not a lot of black players and there was not a lot of Latino players. There wasn't. There was a starting to transition slowly. But when Ruben came in, at least he did a better job of going and getting talent. Now, Ed Wade, no. Right? All that before that, no. And there's no way I'm full of shit with that.
Here's why
you're contradicting yourself.
You said you're wrong. No, here's why.
Now
wrong.
we did do it. I don't understand.
Here's why you're wrong. Because at one point the Phillies had more Canadians. Ruben traded Cliff Lee for a batch of Canadians.
What does that mean?
You're missing my point.
You're missing my point, though.
Wait, why are you touching me? I'm not the one who's missing the point.
He had more Canadians on the 40-man roster than he had Dominicans and Puerto Ricans and Caribbeans.
But that takes time. But he did at least reach out to start to do that, though. You can't deny that. I'm not crowning the job they did with it. I'm just saying they did it better. We have an all-star center fielder. Somebody want to tell me who picked him up and where he's from?
Texas, Rule 5.
Okay, but where was he born, Michael?
Oh, I know.
Venezuela. So all I'm saying is we did get talent, man.
Was he a draft pick? Was he
Rule 5? Yeah.
He was
Rule 5.
Right, because
Texas, now we washed it away. You can't have it both ways. Damn
Texas
it.
is so deep and talented.
That doesn't matter.
Where's
oh my God. I'm going crazy here. God damn it.
No, you're wrong.
You're completely wrong. You're contradicting it. We have an all-star center fielder that was picked up by who? Where does it matter where we take it? Where's it matter where we take it?
Where's my profile?
Look at him. Look at him.
Machado. Where's my Manny Machado? Where's my Jorgensen profile?
Listen, I put Herrera up next to all of them, Phil. I put Herrera up next to all of them guys.
You put Herrera
no question about it.
Next to Manny Machado.
He's going to get there. He's a flat-out hitter. And if you don't see that, your eye test is failing you, babe. Come on. Don't do that.
Your crack pipe's outside.
And I love it then. I'll hit it and tell you again.
Here's my lighter.
A little louder.
Here, you can take the lighter, go outside and smoke that. Because you are high.
Come on, man. You're telling me Herrera is not going to be an all-star soon?
He may be an all-star one day, but he's not a Machado.
Dude, you're crowning Manny Machado is like Manny Machado. He's done it for what? 2 years,
They're
Phil?
different players.
Come on, man.
Entirely different.
Yeah,
players.
I mean, I don't know the comparison. We're talking about Latino players that the Phillies did a better job of getting. Not a great job, but a better job. And we hopefully Quintac takes it a step further. All we're saying is they did a better job. And now we're comparing Herrera, who's going to be an all-star, to Machado and Profar. All I'm saying is they do have a guy who has a shit ton of talent
Fair, that's
from the
fair.
Latino.
But
You know,
they
agree,
didn't-
disagree,
they
Phil.
didn't- I agree. I agree. But
Come
I
on.
guarantee
Come
you.
on.
I
I
guarantee
love this
you,
talk, Wade. I love
guarantee
talking
you,
like this, Wade. Come on.
If Odubel Herrera ever gets to the point where he's equal to Manny Machado, I'll lay in the parking lot and let you run over me with the car.
Listen, man,
It's
I don't
never
want to
gonna
run
happen.
over. I just want Tom.
Never gonna happen.
I just want Tom. I'm sorry that
Never
Herrera's
gonna
a
happen.
damn good player in this league. He's going to
No.
win a batting
No,
title
he's
or
doing a
two.
great job.
He's going to win a batting title or two before it's all over. Not this year,
He's
but
gonna win a batting title.
yeah, he will.
That's like her theme for the last 24 hours. All I want to hear is, Tom, I'm sorry.
Yeah, listen, we got a caller though. He's going to win a batting title at some point of his career. That's a stone cold
I
lock.
would love to see that.
We got Ryan from Langhorne. What's up, Ryan? Welcome to Tom and Mike AM in the PM here on HUD Radio.
How you guys doing?
Good, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. I actually hear you talking about Odubel Herrera. Well, that kind of has to do something with what I want to say. But now, over the years, now you remember back when we had Roy Halladay, Oswalt, Blanton, Lee, and Hamels
Yes.
as a starting rotation. We had a great starting rotation.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the problem was what I want to say now, and what it continues to be to this day, and what it's been over the years with the Phillies is they can never manufacture runs. They can never get guys in that are in scoring position. They need too many guys on base. Well, it's because they're always trying to be full of sluggers and guys that want to hit home runs and try to overswing, like Maikel Franco, for instance, and Ryan Howard. Well, this team needs hitters. I'm sick and tired of hearing about guys wanting home runs because we need hitters first. If you have great hitters, the power's going to come. Like Chase Utley and Bobby Abreu, for instance. I want those types of players back.
You
on
want
this
Bobby
team.
Abreu?
I'll throw Bobby Abreu off the wall with
Are
me.
you, dude? Are you
But
kidding?
no,
me?
Ryan,
no,
Ryan, real
hold on.
quick.
Four counts, guys that know how to discipline at the plate.
Ryan,
They're not trying
Ryan,
to do too much.
Ryan,
They
hold
have
on.
power, but it's not their power that they're known for first. It's their overall hitting
Ryan,
ability.
Ryan,
Bobby
hold on. Phil,
Right, go ahead,
I got it.
okay.
Ryan,
Handle
go back
that,
to 2007, 2008 for a second. Right, that was a lineup that was based on crooked numbers on you. I mean, they're going to put up a crooked spot on you, and that's how we rolled. What's besides the Kansas City Royals? What's a team that plays a ton of small ball around the Major League Baseball?
Well, I'm not talking about small ball necessarily. I'm not talking about small
Well,
ball.
manufacturing runs is small ball, though.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying like they can't hit sacrifice flies if they need to like get a guy in that's in.
Well, this
third
team,
instead of
no.
trying to
This team,
overswing
no.
and do
I
too
agree
much.
with you. This team right here, right now, present day Phillies,
I know
right
it's
this
been
second.
that way for years. I'm not just talking about this year. Even in 2010, 11, and 12, when we had the great starting rotation, Roy Halladay would pitch almost complete games.
We won a
split
World
games,
Series.
like a
We won a
10-inning
World
game, and they
Series
couldn't
off the
score.
long ball and doubles and power. I mean, I don't understand. Like, I'll take a championship any way we want to slice this. Ryan, if you want to go with the hitters, I'm all in for that if it brings me my end goal. Right? If it's slugging, if it's 5 horses, any way the Phillies want to do it, and if we're winning and I'm walking down Broad with you, Ryan, that's all we care about, right? No, go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, but I'm
Ryan,
talking about
let me
guys-
make a point here real
guys
quick,
that
man.
have power, but it's not their power that they're known for first. It's their overall hitting.
All right,
Like
Ryan, let me
Chase Utley's like that have power, but it's not their power that they're known for first. It's their overall hitting.
All right.
I would take Howard over Utley any
All right,
day of the week, though.
Ryan,
but-
let me make a point here, man. I think if we would have had this discussion 2.5 years ago, you may have been able to sway me a little bit. And if we are having the same discussion 2 years from now, you may be able to sway me again. In the right here and right now, this is all about development. And if you look at the starting lineup that the Phillies put out on the field today, the only 2 guys in that starting lineup that are going to be in the starting lineup opening day next year are Odubel Herrera and Maikel Franco.
And Galvis.
And maybe Galvis. You may have Crawford. I mean, Tommy Joseph didn't start today. You know, there's going to be turnover. The guys coming up through the system are going to be playing a different brand of ball, and it's going to be a lot closer. I would hope, but it's going to be a lot closer to what you're looking for. There's guys in the system right now that are hitting, 15 homers, but they're also batting .284 as opposed to 15 homers and
I actually wrote
.234.
on Facebook, like that was my message, Ryan Swope. I'm not sure if you saw it. The message I wrote.
Yeah,
I'll take guys that hit around 20 to 20 5 home runs, like right around 20 home runs, and then like you don't see many guys that do this, like Michael Brantley, the guy on Arizona, Ben Zobrist done it in the past. Joey Votto. You don't see this in many players because coaches don't teach their players to do this enough. But if guys would hit 20 home runs and maybe 35 to 45 doubles, usually when that happens, they have an overall better season as opposed to when they hit like 10 more home runs.
Here's why your whole point goes out the freaking window. Because you cited Bobby Abreu as your example. He's a loser who hit in a lineup. No, please be quiet and listen. Be quiet and listen.
He works counts. He gets on base. He's not only known
but you're talking about a guy who
would
come up. You're talking about a player who would come up in the second and third, come up in the seventh inning.
Michael Brantley type players.
Can I finish, please? Can I finish, please?
That hit home runs. But
yo, I will allow you to retort if you'll let me finish my point, please. Second and third, seventh inning, Bobby Abreu at the plate. He would take a fastball dead center down the middle and not swing the bat. He's not a hitter you want to cite as a game changer. He's a compiler that over 158 games without touching the outfield wall, he would put up.
But would he have 100 RBIs almost every season? Yes, he would.
How many of those RBIs change games, though? How many RBIs, how many times did he come up to the plate with an opportunity to change the game and would rather take a walk than go the opposite way with an outside pitch or he'd drive a fastball over the fence on the first pitch? Bobby Abreu is the worst example you ever use.
Ryan, real quick. Okay, who are you taking? And I'm not saying, listen, your style is the way you want baseball to be played. I get that. But who are you taking over Ryan Howard in his prime or Bobby Abreu? And this is going to define your call right now. Yeah, in their prime.
Many players I'm taking.
No, hold on. Right. You got to answer questions. You got to answer questions. Answer questions, brother. Come on, help me help you. Who are you taking, Ryan Howard in his prime or Bobby Abreu? If you get it right, we'll keep you on.
Taking in his prime?
Yes, Howard or Abreu?
Well, I never liked Ryan Howard.
Who are you taking in the prime before? Ryan, I can't talk baseball with you. I can't talk baseball with you. Hold on. I can't talk baseball with you if you really can sit here right now and tell me you take Bobby Abreu over Ryan Howard in their prime. You got to help me. Come on, Ryan.
Come on. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether you like
Ryan Howard, though.
Then you're an idiot. Then you're ridiculous. You're a moron. I can't help you with baseball.
It doesn't matter who you like. Ryan Howard was a Rookie of the Year and an MVP. Bobby Abreu never did any of that. Bobby Abreu was a stat whore. He's a stat whore.
I'm bringing him up for an example.
He stinks. I want no parts of Bobby Abreu's. Bobby Abreu's are cancers. They ruin locker rooms. They're lazy. Bobby Abreu would never run into a goddamn wall. Right, I want winners. Damn it. You're better than this. You are better than this. You are better. Listen, you're not calling other people. You're calling real talk. And I'm not going to allow Bobby Abreu to be mentioned one more time on this station. I can't allow it. We are better than this, and we as a whole are better than this. Please, this is what's wrong with the fan base. They let personal shit ruin real talk. Damn it. Right, thanks for calling, Tom. My game at PM. Take care. We can't have that rebuttal. Listen, when you come on any type of airway, period, and you make a claim for goddamn mother effing Bobby Abreu, you should be thrown over to Ben Franklin. You should be, hey, sorry, you're not allowed to watch sports anymore. You should take every TV out of your house, every electronic, no Wi-Fi. Get it all out of the house because you don't deserve to be a fan with us. Bobby Abreu is the biggest cancer in sports. Bobby Abreu was traded, and somehow we went on a run without his hollow numbers. Ryan Howard's a goddamn game changer. Now, no. But then, yes. Don't you freaking dare. Morons. Listen, I love the interaction, but be smart about it. Don't pull hatred into realness. This is what's wrong with this all fan base as a whole. Like, stop caring about what you think about a guy, about just his production as a player on the field.
But I never liked Ryan Howard.
Yeah.
Because why? Because
he only hit 58 home runs.
Because
you only hit 49, 50, and 51 on the same day.
You were 9.
He only carried you out of Colorado.
Right?
Because he was. Well, why? Because he was 9 and didn't understand baseball when they won the World Series.
Because he only went down the other way and slapped the ball over those flower pots and left.
That's all.
He only hit 300. Because he only had the greatest offensive season because the first 4 years of Major League Baseball were only comparable to Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig. If you look at Ryan Howard's
Yeah,
first
man.
4 seasons as a player in the major leagues, there's only 2 players who match his numbers, Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig. And you got to go back 91 years, 89 years. My math is off.
You know what, though, Ryan? Thanks for calling and
Of
calling
course.
again sometime.
Don't ever call back. Don't
Uh,
ever pick up his
I like
phone
Ryan.
and
I
call
hate
him.
Ryan hard.
No,
I
do not.
agree with him. I agree with that.
Do not
Mets
ever,
fan.
Yeah, no, I mean, but
do
you know,
not ever pick
him as
up
a Phillies
phone and call
fan.
a radio station again.
him as a Phillies fan, Ryan, you know what you need to do? You need to stop by BMW Atlantic City this month. BMW Atlantic City. You know what? Stop by, get a car, and just keep driving. Right? I mean, drive to San Diego where they don't care. This month, BMW Atlantic City challenges sales team. They must sell 100 vehicles, which means you save right now. At least a certified pre-owned elite 2016 BMW 320 iX Drive, just $299 a month for 36 months. The ultimate driving experience, closer than you think. BMW Atlantic City, easy to get to. Minutes off exit 37 of the Parkway. Online, BMWAtlanticCity.com. Also, our Wednesday sponsor, Gibson Mayer. GibsonMayer.com is how you can find them. Your certified public account. Our certified public account should be your certified public account. It's really how that goes.
His brother
Hey, guys.
sucked too.
Who?
His brother sucked too. You know, I'm a huge minor league baseball fan.
Who? Abreu's?
Abreu's little brother played for the
Oh,
River Sharks
yeah,
for 2 seasons.
Exactly.
Nelson Abreu, he sucked too.
He's
So,
just hopping in the water and starts
so
swimming.
if you cite Bobby Abreu as an example of offensive baseball, I'll slap you around a little bit.
I'm not telling this guy to go like walk up as high as he can on the bridge and take a look and consider that. But just
jump right from the pier.
Yeah, fine. That's cool. I like that too. But maybe I'll tell him to start with looking in the mirror first and rejudging everything you think about when it comes to sports. And then if you call back again and you get it wrong again, then I'm going to ask you nicely just to take a walk up.
You know what he did is he went to Phillies.com. He went to Lifetime Statistics.
And he fell in love.
And he found the guys with the highest batting averages and decided that that's how he was going to craft his argument. Nothing about the intangibles, nothing about the championship, nothing about the fact that on a 31-degree snowy night in Colorado, Ryan Howard said, fellas, get me to the plate. We're going to win this game.
That's all.
Bobby Abreu never said that.
No, Bobby Abreu didn't have the sack to say that. You know, Bobby Abreu wasn't fastball hunting. You know what I mean? And Ryan Howard was fastball hunting
Every now
in
and then
his
I agree
prime.
with this guy so much. He's so right.
It's just so
Because
idiotic.
you come up to the plate. Bobby Abreu, Mike Lieberthal, and Pat Burrell are the triangle of terror in my heart. Because none of them
They're like the Bermuda Triangle.
You come up to the plate with 2nd and 3rd and 1 out in the 8th. You know, Mike Lieberthal would come up, a guy threw 8 straight balls. He swing at the first pitch and pop up. Jimmy Rollins too. Bobby Abreu would come up, and the guy, you know, have 2nd and 3rd and 1 out, and he'd throw a fastball right dead center down the middle, and he'd look at it.
Mm-hmm.
And
No, I know they're not the guys you want. They're not hunters. They're not killers.
Because you're not a man. A man drives that pitch over the fence.
Listen, I mean, I understand that Ryan Howard's skills have certainly deteriorated with age. Like, I get that, and it's happened quickly.
Yeah, it happens though.
But still, I'm taking him in his prime over Bobby Abreu, 9 days a week. I mean, it's not even a question.
Well, listen, we got like 15 minutes left on tonight, and I know we were going to touch on a ton of shit, but I like the baseball talk. We can bounce back and forth from basketball and baseball here a little bit. Real quick about Cavs winning right now. Fine, 51-43 at the half. But the question I have for everybody is, LeBron's a great player, and there's no denying that. But when you compare him to Jordan and Kobe, what's the big main difference you see? Is everyone wants to talk about getting there. He got there. He might be 2-4 in the finals right now. He's 2-3. A lucky bounce from San Antonio, got him the other ring. Whatever, that kind of stuff happens. But at the end of the day, Jordan, like people make excuses today. A buddy of mine, well, he's 31 now. He's played a ton of minutes. And my rebuttal to him was, Jordan won titles after his prime. I mean, so listen, I have no problem with LeBron being a great, because he is. But I just don't – people need to stop with the comparing him to Mike. I mean, Mike's a once-in-a-lifetime type player that comes around in terms of on the court. That's all, Phil. You know what I mean? I know the other stuff. I know we argued all day Sunday. But the point is – go ahead.
Well, the first question that you asked when we came on tonight, or one of the first questions was, can LeBron will the Cavs to a Game 3 win? And Phil, I'm just going to serve it up on the platter for you because you've seen enough basketball to be able to speak to this in a way that I don't know that Tom and I could. But to me, it was, Mike, Kobe, going back to your time. You had Wilt, you had, oh God, give me another name. To a certain extent, Magic, Bird.
Kareem.
Kareem.
Winners.
Go back to the Knicks going limping out of the tunnel. It's a will to win.
It is.
And I think LeBron is phenomenal, but I don't know if he's got that built-in will to win.
LeBron doesn't have a coach. And that's I think more than anything else, and you're going to say that's his fault because he's been able to choose his organization. Hold on,
Yeah,
Tommy.
I'm not even going to say that.
See, here's Tommy Radio jumping in. Ready?
No, I'm not going
Tommy.
to say that. I'm answering your question.
Yo,
I'm not going to. That's not going to be my argument.
Listen to me.
I always listen.
Here's the point. LeBron would really benefit from having a veteran coach that he actually respected because he would shut him down sometime. He does so much. I'm not criticizing his game on the floor, but he does so much that he creates a situation where his guys stand around waiting for him to make the difference. And every other player that you cited, Jordan had Rodman, who would score one freaking point but have 19 boards.
Right.
Jordan had Pippen, who would be happy if he got 17, 8, and 5, and he contributed to a win. Jordan had an interchangeable long list of long distance shooters: Steve Kerr, John Paxson.
I can't continue to allow this.
So
here's
the
reason.
reason.
If they're standing around for him to do something special, well, there's the disconnect between him and Jordan. There's where it separates. Because
Jordan had a coach that he respected, and Jordan had an owner who said,
see, this is the problem with LeBron. We make a lot of excuses for LeBron.
I'm not making excuses.
As a whole, though.
You asked me what the difference was. I'm telling you what the difference was.
Deeper. Yeah, deeper.
I can't stand LeBron James.
No, deeper.
Dude,
I agree with that reason.
I'm the one who coined the phrase LeBron James for all the guys who walk around dressed up in his stuff.
I love it.
Sitting home with your LeBron James on, with your silk sash and
don't look at me. I don't own it.
And your geisha pants on, waiting for your king to come and save the day. No, I'm not a LeBron James fan. You asked me why. I'm just telling you why that happens. More than anything else, it's the thing of the talent base because you have more teams than you had at the time when Jordan was in the league or Wilt or Kareem, and you got thinner rosters. And you have a bunch of guys who see themselves and perceive themselves as spare parts.
Now, the point that you made, though, about those guys having coaches, and you said LeBron doesn't have a coach, which I completely which I completely agree with. But if you take that one level deeper, the fact that he doesn't have coaches means that his teammates don't have someone that can coach up how to play with a superstar. Because Phil could coach guys on how to get into position.
But he could also coach his superstar
he
to
could
say, listen, I need you to make sure Jim Paxson gets the ball. I need you to make sure Bill Cartwright gets the ball in this sequence. I need you to slow the game down. I'll give you the perfect example. OKC should have won that series, but Billy Donovan didn't have the temerity, the authority, or the longevity in the NBA to say to Russell Westbrook, we're up 83-79 with 8 minutes left in the finals. I need you to make every possession take 20 seconds instead of trying to run and gun with these dudes, let them back in the game. Because if you had a Tex Winter, if you had a Phil Jackson, if you had even, and I hate saying this, Lion Larry Brown, would have brought the game to a halt. There's no way I'm letting you come up and chuck the ball up with 19 seconds left on the shot clock when I'm at home in game 6 with the fucking lead.
Listen, we're gonna listen. Phil Jackson, we can say one of the greatest coaches, if not the greatest of all time.
He had the greatest talent.
I get that, but he had the greatest player
of all time.
Fair. And the greatness makes everybody greater, and it feels greater.
It should. It doesn't always.
No, it doesn't. And I think in LeBron's case, at times it has. Because in Miami, there was a good coach, in my opinion.
But he had Dwayne Wade.
And he had Dwayne, and one of the most underrated
and he had someone on the bench in the locker room.
Yeah, but the most underrated four probably in the NBA in a long time. And Bosh was a really good player that's just underrated. He's not great, but he was solid, and that was your third option.
Now we part company.
No, that's a major third option. You tell me Chris Bosh is your third option in his prime?
Oh, no.
I'm taking it all day. Better than Kevin Love, Phil. He's better than Kevin Love.
It's interesting. We had a comment from another Ryan who said that it's crazy that Kevin Love's best situation, or the best situation for Kevin Love's skill set, is the one he left in Minnesota. So
that's the worst trade, and maybe it'll go down as one of the worst trades in NBA history. And I'll tell you why.
Oh, go ahead.
You chased. Okay, you went and chased for a hollow number type player, and you gave up Andrew Wiggins. Now look how this could have worked out for them. Irving, Wiggins, LeBron, and now you have your stud of the, hopefully in the future, playing behind and learning from a great player and winning in the East, Phil. I mean, winning in the East, if you had Wiggins, they're still winning the Eastern Conference. So, but you went and you chased, and I think that's what Cleveland lost it. When they went and chased for Love, who won nothing in Minnesota. If he was that great of a player, they would have at least been better. They were terrible. They had number one pick.
He had a horrible roster.
Well, listen, I'm just saying, none of us are in love with Kevin Love, I hope. And I think giving up on Wiggins because you were chasing now for LeBron as an organization, they dropped the ball.
But don't you think he takes an inordinate amount of blame for what's happened in Cleveland?
But I think that's when you're
LeBron or Kevin Love?
No, Kevin Love.
No, I just think LeBron as a LeBron deserves whatever blame happened for the Cavaliers.
Kevin Love takes an inordinate amount of blame for the Cavaliers' failures, and that I'm assuming that they lose the finals.
Okay,
but the bottom line is that let's go back to that trade. If you draft Andrew Wiggins, there's a school of thought, at least in my head, and you may disagree, that his development is choked by the presence of LeBron James. Not enhanced, but choked, because LeBron comes there at that age where he's trying to win right now, and he doesn't want to wait for this kid to develop.
Let me give you a name. The Diesel in LA comes to mind, right? And you're talking about an all-star, or, a dominating player, and they go and get a guy like Kobe. And I'm just like, I know it's different comparisons in a way, but Kobe wasn't choked by Shaq. He was able to learn from greatness and become even a better player himself, I think, through their differences, their agreement, winning together and going up together.
Yeah, but
Wiggins could easily do that with LeBron in the Eastern Conference. They could have slowly won together. He's a 2, LeBron's a 3.
Absolutely wrong.
They can play all day together.
You're wrong.
How can they not?
You're wrong.
The guy doesn't shoot more than like 16 times a game, Phil. He's a distributor.
Take your freaking MacBook and look up Kobe's minutes for the first year. Kobe was allowed to sit on the bench his whole first year.
I know, but he needs
like 17, 18 minutes a game.
But in the Eastern Conference, so could Wiggins.
No, he can't, because you bring back LeBron and you want to win now. Their mandate was that I'm bringing LeBron back to finish what we never had, to get to the Holy Grail.
Listen,
and they weren't going to be patient
He's not
enough.
choked by LeBron's status being there, because LeBron is a pass-first type of player, a get everybody else involved type of player. All I'm saying, with LeBron's skill set, I think it would have been a good fit for Cleveland at the time to have taken Wiggins and let him play us alongside Kyrie and LeBron.
And that's fair.
That's all.
Mike, go back.
I understand
and
your
look.
point.
Go back and look. Kobe goes to a LA team that was already winning, that already had Shaq Diesel, the Terminator,
Come
the
on,
Beast,
man. As soon
and
as
Eddie Jones,
LeBron,
and Eddie Jones, and a coach, Derek Fisher.
As soon as
Big
LeBron,
Shot Bob.
as soon
They
as
had
LeBron went back to
players.
Cleveland, they became a winner in the East. As soon as
Right.
LeBron set
So-
foot back in
so-
Cleveland, they were the Eastern Conference champs. What are we talking about?
So-
He's still coming with great talent.
No.
It's just different generations. He's coming with Kyrie and LeBron. He's coming in with talent. Forget the rest of the roster right
So
now.
you're
Hold on a
thinking
second.
that Kevin Love is the piece that gets you over the top versus.
But they made a
Andrew-
mistake, in my opinion.
And
That's all.
I agree with that. But I'm just saying, I understand the mindset versus
Of
Kobe,
course.
versus Kobe. He gets traded from Charlotte to LA and sits the bench pretty much for his whole first year.
Yeah, but
He gets an opportunity to practice and learn and develop.
I'm still going to say that Wiggins playing alongside of LeBron his rookie year is only going to
He
help him
wouldn't
get
have-
better.
All right, but let me
Yeah,
kind of
play the
let me
middleman.
pose something to you guys here, because one of the guy that we were just talking about, Bobby Abreu, one of the very common terms that people talk about with him was addition by subtraction. Bobby Abreu was gone, the team got better.
Yeah, agreed.
So now if we look at the Cavaliers, maybe
Interesting.
it's a situation where, and perhaps, Phil, to your point, maybe Kevin Love does take an inordinate amount of blame, but maybe the Cavaliers, it would have been addition by subtraction had they never gotten Kevin Love. And then if Wiggins comes in, maybe he, understanding that there is going to be a shit ton of expectations, I get that, but maybe Wiggins does the Kobe and comes off the bench and is playing in not necessarily
But
playing,
was the- but we
playing
live-
with LeBron,
But we live in a
playing
social
behind him.
media age where people are not patient. They're going to say,
Oh, no.
how did you draft this guy first overall?
You're
and he's
absolutely
sitting
right.
on the bench.
No, but that's
he's
true.
playing
To
8-9 minutes a game.
But I don't think that he needed to do that, because I think you can reference when he went to Kansas. I mean, there's big expectations. I mean, anywhere this kid walked from his junior year of high school on, there was huge expectations for Andrew Wiggins. So, I don't think it changed from one to the other. When he went to Kansas, huge expectations. When if he went to Cleveland, he's coming in with huge expectations. There was a target on his back being drafted number 1 with expectations. So anyway you slice it, if he went 1, wherever he goes, the bullet's on his back for expectations.
So who do you blame
So it's
for
tough.
that deal? So who do you blame for that deal? Because I'll tell you
That's
right
tough.
now.
Because I agree with some of the things you say, of course.
One thing I say is that doesn't happen without LeBron's approval.
Yeah.
They went to LeBron and said, who would you rather have, Kevin Love or Andrew Wiggins? He said, I want Kevin Love because I can win right now.
Or that's a great point. Or it could have been the other way, where they felt like to keep LeBron and make him happy. Not keep, but keep him
I don't want
longer.
to put this kid next to him with all these,
Yeah.
with all these accolades.
Yeah, I got to go with Kevin Love.
Because LeBron's such a
Right, but here's where I'm going to go with this. And Phil, you can see what I have on my screen right here. The reason that I think it could have worked is Andrew Wiggins has, to a certain degree,
a pedigree.
The NBA pedigree.
Oh, God.
His father, Mitchell Wiggins, was an NBA player.
Who was
Not-
banned for cocaine.
Right.
Nothing's happened.
Certainly not a superstar. Had some stuff go down in his career.
I like the way he says some stuff go down.
Stuff go down in
It
his
didn't go down,
career.
it went up. It went up. It didn't go down, it went up.
But, yeah, you're right. It did go up. It went way up.
Everybody came down
and
later.
went way in.
It
But
dripped later.
here's a guy who could conceivably be a voice in the kid's head, kind of telling him, like, listen, you're playing with LeBron. This is kind of how you have to deal with it. Much the same way that, Steph has dealt with his ear from time to time. I actually think in the NBA, more than any other sport, there's value in having that parental pedigree.
And that's fair. And let me throw one more name at you guys as we wind this down. Again,
Yeah.
I thank you for being here.
Man,
It's
love
always
having
a
you.
blast being at
We
HTV
love having
Radio,
you.
man. I love you guys. I swear to God.
The love is mutual.
I'm gonna find a home here. Even if I keep everybody who sits next to me, have you noticed they get beat up?
Yeah.
It's like,
Say-
no, Mike, well, wait,
You and Wilson had a bromance.
But Phil and I are going to go into the steel cage
ready?
pretty soon.
My wife divorced me because I beat her up for 20 years sitting next to me in the car.
Oh,
So here's the
Jesus.
bottom line. How come, and I'm just curious about this, why isn't Kyrie Irving taking any heat for this?
He is in my book.
But we haven't heard that. I haven't heard it from you. I heard it from Michael, and I haven't heard it on social media. But the one player who I think has been underwhelming in a matchup where I thought that athletically, and I said this the other week when we did the NBA preview show, the finals preview show, I thought that Kyrie Irving needed to make a mark in these finals.
You're absolutely
and
right.
he really has not.
And what did we say, Phil? That we thought that maybe I said that he could hopefully he doesn't fall into the Steph trap.
Right.
Where he feels he has to match him. And to your point, you and Mike were both like, hey, got to take him off the dribble, get to the rack, score that
Where has
way.
he been?
And he sort of played that other role, Phil, where he's jacking and
Yeah, where
getting
has he
cute.
been?
But I can answer your question.
Go ahead.
The reason why is because the three of us sat here and we identified him as a key player. But big picture, everyone was going LeBron, K-Love, LeBron, K-Love. And it was almost like Kyrie got relegated to being a bit player because everybody knew that Steph was going to outshine him. We were the only three who had the balls to sit here and say, no, you know what? Kyrie has to be the man.
Series. Exactly.
Kyrie has to
And
basically
he's
look
been-
at Steph Curry and say, screw you, I'm taking over. And he didn't do that.
He's been very underwhelming, and it's been disappointing.
It is.
Because I think he could have been a difference maker if he makes Steph work both ends of the floor.
Oh,
And he
underwhelming
really
is an
has-
understatement.
Well, they're
I'm
winning
trying to
tonight.
be fair.
They're winning
Trying to be
tonight
fair.
because he's 8 for 16 from
But
the
they-
field, 19
And see,
points.
there you go.
He's matching numbers.
To my point.
He's matching
Without
numbers in a good
watching
way.
the game, without
Let me-
using my internet, to my point.
Let me give a couple sponsors. Scanziano Sports Center, ScanzianoSports.com is how you can find them. Obviously, our Wednesday sponsor, GibsonMayer.com. Gibson Mayer, certified public accountant. BMW Atlantic City, BMWAtlanticCity.com. Also, Harry's Contracting, professional home improvement. Give Harry Ernst a call, 609-638-6336. Email him, harryscontractingimprovements@gmail.com. Listen, jam-packed show. Follow all of our stuff on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. A2D Radio is how you can find us.
At Mount Airy Phil on Twitter. That's MTAIRYPHIL. Follow me for all things A2D Radio. I'm
Boom.
home now.
Welcome home.
Can I stay
Phil.
home?
Welcome home. Welcome in.
Am I
We're
allowed
going to cook
stay?
dinner and everything. You're here. You're home. We got the bed. We got the bed and everything. For Tom Arnone, Michael Mataraki, Phil from Mount Airy, Rob Povey produced. It's been AM and the PM. Tom and Mike AM and the PM right here at A2DRadio.com. We'll see you next Wednesday.
Peace.
Later.